The biggest, would I say, criticism falls on men generally on how we continue to raise the glass ceiling or even make sure the glass ceiling is not even there to be punched through, or basic support in the workplace, little rights that women should have. We don't see that. Do you think we are doing any better these days as men?
Well, I actually think it's a mind thing.
I said that because, sorry, I saw a Twitter, there was an issue that I think it was Atiku Abubakar who was having like a Twitter conversation once, and he talked something about rape, and a lot of the respondents were men. Saying women were to blame. This same issue about the way they dress and why were they dressing that way, I always wonder, is that mentality like a general mentality we have here where we think women should be blamed for their own misfortunes against we taking responsibility sometimes? I'm not sure if I'm communicating here.
Yeah. Do you want to go? I have a lot to say. I'm ready to go.
You can go.
I think it's just it's so lazy. Everybody's responsible for themselves, right? Of course, I think that there is. It's nice if you have political and policy help, but if you're not getting the opportunities that you feel you deserve, then grab them. Grab them, be excellent, make yourself indispensable. Nobody's going to have a conversation with you about pay raise if you make yourself so indispensable, and the option is that you leave. So rather than, I also think that women need to also be a bit more brazen and a bit less apologetic and stop asking all the time and just get what's yours, get it. And men also need to stop being so, the conversation about rape is just, for me, it's just retarded to blame someone else for your actions. If I rape you, then I'll say it's your fault that I raped you. I think it's a conversation that we cannot even discuss. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's almost like saying I took your car because you left your car key.
Yes, you have to own your responsibilities. Your responsibility to hold yourself.
Do you agree?
Well, I think it's a collective. It's a collective effort. We're all responsible for our own lives first, but that is not to say that there shouldn't be check and balance from the man's perspective, from the woman's perspective, in the sense of sometimes you just see some things happen and you're wondering, come on, women, come on, check it, women, check it. Do you understand? So I'm not trying to blame the woman, but I'm trying to say the man, the woman, let's work together so that when you look at it from the woman's perspective, you can say, okay, she was better positioned. And then when you look at the man's perspective, you can say it was a better position. Not like the woman is trying to push the man to. For example, the case of the guy that killed his wife and he was just sentenced to death recently. It's pathetic, painful. But I was reading the papers and they were someone was writing and he was trying to say, for the guy to have gotten to the point where he got to, I'm not trying to come back to that, but what I'm trying to say is it didn't start in a day. Women should also put a check from dressing to communication to lifestyle. Don't just say we are women, we are the weaker vessels. Anything you have to be able to suck us, take us in. You have to accept us the way we are. That is how we are. There should be check and balance as well. We should be fair to the men. So as we try to be pushy in career, we are trying to go out there in fashion, we are trying to be stylish, we are trying to be this. Good, it's good to be stylish, it's good to be a fashionista and all, but let there be balance. Moderation is very important.
Ugonma is actually smiling and shaking her head.
That's how it sounds like a very communist conversation. I think we should move on to something else. I think we agree to disagree. I think, it's easy to say that because when you're talking about perhaps a group of people who are coming from behind, which really, if you can't say we because you're not a woman. It's easy to say, well, take a chill pill, take it easy. But I don't think that's how anybody sees it. We're just living. Most women who do that are just getting on. They're just living. They're not even conscious of you. They're not doing. Most women I know don't do what they do because they're trying to prove anything to a man. They're just doing. And I think that yes, we live in a society where no one's an island. But I think that yes, you must be responsible for yourself and you must go for you first. You mentioned about in a plane. life jackets, when they're giving you your safety drill, put on your mask first before you put on someone else's. You have to. You cannot even begin to imagine the inability of someone to affect another person's life if she herself hasn't achieved what she's supposed to achieve. And that's where I think the journey generally is with most women. At least speaking, from my own opinion, is we're just doing. And if the men are just doing, and everyone is trying to achieve their best self, regardless of sex, achieving your best self, I think that we would be in a very different position. And to answer that question, maybe in 10 years, when we're looking back at where we all are, I think that understanding of self and pushing self, regardless of your sex, will make you a bit more tolerant of the next person. And I think we'll be in a much better place in the country, in the workplace, in the community, and as a nation in general.
Very interesting. I almost feel like we need an International Man's Day now, so that we can be this passionate about men.
I can help you guys start
I know I didn't ask earlier whether we are doing too much with the whole man talk, but do you think we're doing enough? Let me flip it around. Do you think we're doing enough?
I do. I think we're doing enough. Again, it's just where we are now is where we are, and I think it's enough, and it's enough to do perfectly what we are doing now, as opposed to doing many. So it's not about quantity; it's about quality. You see what I mean? So it's not really about all the initiatives. It's about how well are we doing the things we're doing, and also how well are we connecting. The other thing that I find sometimes a bit difficult is that we don't know what we are doing. We're not connecting our initiatives and our projects together. That's the thing. So, that's the thing that I think maybe we need to do better, to connect our initiatives and projects better, resource-wise, share resources, even just so much as just checking calendars, making sure we're not having our projects on the same day, so that, things like that. I think, just to be more open and share resources better.
What do you hope to achieve at the end of this 100 Unsung Heroes?
Well, we're creating or highlighting and celebrating and identifying role models. We're trying to push out role models. In every community, these women are there. But because they've not been celebrated, because we've not shifted our attention to them, it's time we celebrate them. That's why we're making a coffee table book. We are doing a national tour. In this women's community, we'll be celebrating them. We'll be doing photo exhibition, calling out for an event in their community to celebrate them. Now, when they are celebrated in their own community, they become role models in their community. Yeah. The long plan for the project is such that younger girls will look at these women and say, if this woman can be so celebrated at a corn seller, but because she used the corn she sells to empower young kids in our community, so I say, oh, if this woman can be so celebrated, I want to be like her. Hence, we are building so much more unsung heroines. And at the long run, we have celebrated unsung heroines. And together, you and myself, we are contributing to national development without waiting for the government.
Ugonma, very quickly, you?
Yes.
What do you have to achieve with yours? With Women Rising 2014?
Same, celebrating to get excellence rewarded. Okay. In the world of an artist, if you are dogged about your art, you rehearse, you practice, you don't take any shortcuts, that you will get on a stage somewhere. If you're a writer and you're dogged about your writing and your talent, you will get published, you will get celebrated locally and internationally, and you will get there. You just need to be consistent. You need to be focused on excellence. And no handouts, and that's what we want to do, to also get these gems out and put them out in front of you. And that's what we hope. And also that people can start to look at creative work as livelihood, as a potential livelihood. These are jobs. These are full-paying jobs. And so one day a girl can dream of being a singer, and she doesn't have to be ostracized. She doesn't have to become a pin-up girl. She's just an excellent musician, and she can make a living, and she can make her way in life.
So it's a 2-day event this weekend?
2-day event. There's a literary event on the 15th, which is on Saturday. That's a free event at the Wheat Baker. And then the concert is the finale on the Sunday 16th at Federal Palace. And
the 100 Unsung Heroes, May 31st, you're launching. You have a gala night or something?
Yes, it's ongoing.
Okay.
We're doing an exhibition, we're doing a gala night, we're doing an award event.
Okay.
And so on.
Well, we'll be keeping tabs on you guys. Thank you very much for joining us, Ugonma and Bayo, of course. And once again, congratulations to all women on International Women's Day.
Thank you.